Thank you for joining me for today's Like Take. You know, as you go through life, it's inevitable. You're going to hit a rough patch or two. And those rough patches have a way of making us question our value or worth. So the next time you find yourself in the middle of a rough patch, I want you to consider Ronald Wayne. If you don't know, Ronald Wayne was one of the original co-founders of Apple Computers. But in 1976, he came to the conclusion that he didn't have enough time or energy to devote in helping Apple become a viable company. So he sold his 10% stake for $800. Not long after, he sold his remaining rights in the company for another $1,500. And as we all know, Apple would go on to become not only one of the most popular brands, but also one of the most valuable companies in the world. How valuable? It was recently estimated to be worth over $2 trillion, which means that 10% stake would be roughly worth $200 billion today. Now, upon hearing that, it's easy to write off Ronald as just plain foolish. And Ronald himself would admit later in life that if I had stayed with Apple, I probably would have wound up the richest man in the cemetery. But let's not be too quick to judge him. The fact is, while it may not be cashing out stock options or benefits like Ronald, most of us do something similar with something far more valuable: our lives. We compromise our integrity to fit in, we ignore biblical knowledge for temporary pleasure, or we go our own way instead of following Christ's direction for our lives. These kinds of decisions make me think of Matthew 16:26, where Jesus himself asked, "For what will it profit them if they gain the whole world but forfeit their life?" You see, in the grand scheme of things, Ronald Wayne only lost out on money. Too many people lose themselves. They've lived their whole lives focused on climbing the ladder of success, only to find out at the end it's leaning against the wrong wall. You see, they've sacrificed their forever at the altar of ego, and as a result, will tragically spend eternity separated from God. The objective of a godly life isn't about amassing possessions or achieving fame and fortune. But if that has happened for you or will happen for you, don't get me wrong, I'm not judging. I just would like to point out that it's important to remember those things should be leveraged or used to help bring others closer to Jesus Christ. God has given us a soul, everything we are, to make a difference while we're here on earth. Value that. Feel the weight of that. Don't be so quick to offer it up for trade to the highest bidder or for instant gratification. In good times and in bad, no matter what your age is, the world will always offer tempting trades. And I know it's not easy, but it's important that you decline them and keep your life invested, committed to the one who breathed it into existence in the first place. God sees you as something of immense worth and value, and as a result, and even more excitingly, He has an excellent plan for your life. Please don't sell out for anything less.